Meanwhile, the Health Ministry in South Africa has declared that the listeria outbreak is officially over. In a press briefing, Health Minister Aaron Motso-Aledi says that although the outbreak is over, investigators can still not identify where the outbreak started. The outbreak has claimed the lives of over 200 people countrywide since December 2017. Our correspondent, Bushle Nkoma, reports.
Health Minister Aaron Motso-Aledi announced that since the listeria outbreak strain was identified last December, 157 facilities that produce ready-to-eat meat had been inspected. It has also been reported that 5,812 tons of affected foodstuffs have been recalled and destroyed since the beginning of March.
A team of the World Health Organization, international and local experts agreed on two things. Number one, that because no cases of listeria due to the outbreak strain have been identified since the first week of June 2018. And number two, that over the last 2 months, the incidence rate of laboratory confirmed listeria cases has dropped to the pre-outbreak levels. Therefore, the conclusion is that the outbreak of listeriosis in South Africa is over.
Processed meat products can now be consumed, but he has urged consumers to pay attention to proper food safety.
This does not mean that people will no longer suffer from listeriosis. Remember, listeriosis has occurred in South Africa for the past 40 years, before the outbreak. So this has not changed. The NICT has shown us that there have been between 60 and 80 cases of listeria every year in South Africa, even for the past 5 years.
The minister also addressed allegations of fake and expired foods being sold to consumers in informal shops. He says although some of the allegations may be fake news as they were doing the rounds on social media, the health department has acted swiftly on the allegations.
Ordinarily, we will have dismissed this as part of the modern times industry of fake news, but due to the high volumes of complaints received by the Department of Health in the past few weeks, we took these allegations seriously as potential danger to human health.
The minister has appealed to the public to bring tangible evidence of foodstuff made of non-biological and potentially harmful substances and chemicals to their attention. From Johannesburg, South Africa, Bushle Nkoma, Channels Television News.
In Central Africa, the highest court in the Democratic Republic of Congo has barred opposition leader Jean-Pierre Bemba from running in the presidential election due in December. Mr. Bemba, a former warlord, was ruled ineligible by the Electoral Commission because of a conviction at the International Criminal Court for bribing witnesses. The popular opposition figure was recently cleared of war crimes by the court after spending 10 years in detention. Last month, he returned home to a rousing reception from his supporters. Let's get more on this story now from a professor of French and Francophone African Studies at the University of Lagos, Professor Victor Ariole. Thanks for joining us on the program.
Thank you for inviting me.
What do you make of the Supreme Court's decision of upholding the decision to ban Bemba from the elections?
Well, it's something of an ICC declaration, and I don't see how it affects Congo Democratic Republic. More so that it has been seen that he is not to be convicted any longer, or whatever has been convicted has been vacated. So I don't see why the Supreme Court should use it to ban him from the election. And I feel that his being there is a better counterbalance, because he is one of those warlords. As said, Kabila is also born out of a warlord father. And whatever goes on in Congo Democratic is like foreign-based or foreign powers supporting them to keep on holding Congo Democratic down. And with Bemba, I feel it would have been better allowing him to be part of it, and let's see how the balance of power plays.
Yeah, so he's the second person after Moise Katumbi prevented from contesting the election. How is the government is it possible for the government to hold free and credible elections when it seems like they're getting rid of the opposition?
Yeah, it's a normal situation since once the man in power is in there, they try to exclude some people. They try to exclude some people. In his own case, he won election with no fewer than 3 million people who went to the poll to vote. So the possibility of having the same thing happen is going to happen. You know, the fact remains that they will make sure that only those who really want Kabila to be president will be the ones to be allowed to come to the voting polls, and that's all. And it will happen unless Africa interferes. And that is AU finding a way to really tell them, look, it's enough. For almost 50 years, this country has never been in peace. Why can't you people start talking about peaceful cohabitation and gather on a round table and solve the issue once and for all? That's the only way it can work otherwise. The election, I don't see it even coming up. If at all it comes up, it's going to be a charade. It's not going to be real elections.
So Mr. Bemba lost to President Kabila in the 2006 presidential election, and it sparked a lot of clashes in the nation's capital. Do you think a repeat will happen now that this announcement has been made?
Of course, it's going to happen. After all, Kabila does not get up to Kinshasa for his own, seeking for election. He knows that there is problem there when there is Tshisekedi there, and there is Katumbi, and there is also current Bemba. These are people who are very, who are opposed to his being president. And calling for election or organizing election where you cannot go up to the area of Katanga and Kinshasa to seek for election. I mean, would that amount to election for 84 million people in Congo Democratic Republic? That's just a charade. It's going to be seen as fair at all, unless AU, as I said, intervene. But my worry is that the current chair of AU, Kagame, is also biased. He has something to gain from Congo Democratic Republic, which is gaining up to now. The same thing Museveni of Uganda, the same thing the successor of Dos Santos, Lourenço. These are the three people who can bring Congo Democratic people together and talk of peace. But they are all biased in their approach to getting to peace table. And it can only be possible if AU organize some heads of states who are different from all these surrounding people and get Congo Democratic to be peaceful.
Thank you, Professor Victor Ariole, for joining us on the program. It was a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Still to come. Uganda charges opposition lawmaker Francis Zake with treason. Please stay with us.